Okay, so the final passing play we are going to break down is to play PA spot. Now, there's a specific reason if you watch the other videos that we don't just run mesh. It's because of the play action play, and I can create mesh easily from this just by putting two drags. But the play action blocking is going to benefit us greatly. So that's why we have PA spot as our audible. Now, let's first take a look at this against man coverage. Now, when I look at this play, what is the unique route to this play? Well, I mean, there's two, but this route typically doesn't do a whole lot against man coverage, and it'll do it against zone. What's nice is this tight end on this curl route, you can't hot route him to this little baby curl. So now what I have, let me move the other routes, set up our pass protection. When you look at the defense, the tight end is guarded by the safety. Right, so when he runs this route, it sits nicely right down in a good spot where it's really hard for him to get close to it and get it out with the KO. And it's kind of like not an obvious route, right? Typically what you do see is a tight end corner route, tight end post route, drag, things like that. The little tight end curl route is a sneaky little read. So it's not by any means our main read. Our main read is going to be the corner, but it's a nice route to have. Now, I've mentioned the corner route. Short and elite. I just want to repeat that. Short and elite. Very good. So we're going to go ahead and... I actually don't like having this other receiver super close, because you'll see why. Sometimes they'll just run into each other, and that's automatic L right there, right? They didn't run into each other that time, but it was, was not a good route, right? So... going to go ahead and set up our pass pro, and I motion, and you'll kind of get this offset look here from Jair. Now we release to the outside, and boom. Good stuff right there. And I was on the safety, and I'd probably mess the example up a little bit, but let's go ahead and we'll run it one more time. When you motion this guy over, he sets to the inside instead of the outside. Get an outside release, and that's a free form. I typically free form those corner routes so they can't undercut it. But that's your corner route. Nothing super crazy there. Now, I do use flat apprentice, so one of the route combos I like using, and I won't go into all of them, but one that it's pretty easy, it's one hot route, is I put this guy on a post, motion him over here. Now what we have is a high-low read against man coverage. Notice, of course, where the cornerback sets. He's way outside. This post will win. The curl route will win. That was a terrible example because I left that guy there. But just read where the user goes, right? Just pay attention to where the user goes. If he stays shallow and tries to play this curl route, you can throw the post and vice versa. If he's anywhere beyond this curl route, throw the curl route, right? But if he's underneath, throw the post. You can also put the guy on a corner route too. I wouldn't recommend it just because of where the guys line up in man coverage, but you can still get dubs on if you have a good receiver versus their corner on that too. Get that look. He ended up winning, but it was kind of a jumbled mess. Slants, drags, all that type of stuff. I like to put trail routes out there. Do one of these trail concepts. Ends up being pretty solid. That time I ended up getting bumped. Every time I say something's going to be solid, it ends up getting completely screwed up by a bump. But in this game, like I mentioned in previous videos, it's really hit or miss with how some of these things kind of develop with the way the collision system is. So just obviously make your reads. Don't just assume something's going to be open, or don't just keep running the same route combinations. So you have the post you can do to the tight end as well. Now you have the post corner. You can, inside outside shade type deal. You have this, the trail. just like I said, I freestyle a lot, so I kind of encourage people to learn how to do that as well. It's all about reading the defense and understanding what routes beat what and what route combinations beat what. So that's kind of what I do. That's why I like the PA tight end. I think it's just called PA tight end curl. I don't even know. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what the play is called, but you can also motion snap this slant, right? So if I were to do this, wait till he, like, right before he sets, snap that, and then you have that. It's kind of away from the user, as opposed to a lot of these other routes that are very close. So that's another option. We have a lot of really short, annoying routes in this formation that are going to really put some stress on the user, and will also make them reconsider, playing this stock cover zero defense. Now against zone coverage, I don't really need to explain to you guys the benefit of this flood concept. Just something like this, incorporate your motion. If you have the tight end apprentice, this is a good route combo. Once the user vacates the middle of the field, then you'll have your tight end. Now it doesn't always beat zone coverage like a typical flood concept, and let's talk about that. And if you haven't watched any of the other videos, just really quick refresher. Short side corner routes typically don't need that vertical pull from out wide. Notice that the corner route will get open here, and it didn't get open on the previous play. That's because of the short side of the field. However, if you are running this to the wide side of the field, let's go ahead and do this. All you got to do, it's very simple. Let's just motion this guy out. Let's get a cover 3 real quick. Full back on the flat route, we'll draw the flat down, and you'll have your corner wide open. Nothing super complicated. Just a quick refresher on how zone coverage works. Now, if you're going to go ahead and use the bunch type motion, I wouldn't recommend doing it on the wide side of the field. Just because you're not going to be able to get that corner route open against zone. So I would definitely say do something else. Do some other kind of route combination. Maybe we do something like this. Or, it doesn't really matter. Do what you want to do, right? Sometimes this route combination will work where they'll immediately, if they're playing hard flats, this guy will immediately jump out to the flat. So I'm going to shade underneath. And then this guy will sit right in between the flat and the hook curl. Right there. Totally up to you how you want to run that. But that's just a quick refresher. Corner routes, better on the short side of the field. Don't need that vertical pull. If you really want to get crazy with it, and this is going to be an automatic pass tell, like say you want to send everybody out on a route, I actually do like sending the halfback out there sometimes. He's out a little bit wider, right? I can get something like this, and then I can snap throw to the fullback. And that's great against man coverage. I didn't realize that was man coverage at first. I wasn't paying attention. I thought I already said it's zone. But you have that look too. So against zone coverage, let's try this one more time. It's basically the same deal, right? I can just... Nice little quick route. A lot of times the offensive line will open up just like that in that gap. You'll just be able to snap throw to the fullback. Just absolutely that... One of the few things in this game that absolutely happens perfectly. There's so many other things that you have to kind of really scratch your head about, but this one does a great job. So that's PA tight end corner. Again, I encourage you guys to start freestyling. I don't know what else to really say about that. Just know what kind of beats what, right? And I really hope you guys enjoyed this offense. Remember, set the tone on the ground first and foremost. Run the ball, and then go ahead and jump into some of these passing plays. But I think this will give you enough tools to, one, run a really unique offense, but two, also run an effective offense against the current Madden meta.